As you can see, our routering is now complete. We have two lots of routering going around our board to give us the panel size. We need to now do some holes in our panel, but just before we see that, here's our geometric line we drew originally. Now with our routering we can actually see the depth of our router cutter, so it gives you a good representation in our 3D. We're now going to start doing some drilling. If I click on the drill icon here, if it's not already up on yours, there'll be the big drill icon down here. Click on that and then click on the vertical drilling icon here. We've got 2 points of entry where we can start our drilling. We can start from our starting point, or the next line down is from our center point. Sometimes it's hard to get that right because you're starting instead of being on the center. But let's say I want to have a hole around about here, 100 mil in both ways from the X and Y axes. If I typed in here 100 for my X axis and then typed in here 100 for my Y axis, you can see how it's moved along the X axis 100 mil. And if I tab, I've now got my hole 100 mil in both ways. In the middle here it shows me how many holes I've drilled, or how many I'm going to drill. Here it gives me a slow fast to depth. Here is my diameter of the hole I'm going to drill, so I'm going to drill an 8 mil hole and I'm going to drill it 12 mil deep. You can change these, they're infinite. Let's say I want to drill a hole right through the board. If I come over there and click on the down arrow, it gives me a representation in this pictorial. It says slow, so I'm going slow through the melamine and then fast to depth. Otherwise, if it was just normal board, chipboard or MDF, I would just go fast straight through to the depth. If I was going through melamine board right through, I would go slow through the first lot of melamine, fast to the depth of the next lot of melamine, and through the bottom I'd go slow, so it would give me a clean hole at the bottom. And same with the fast to fast. That's if you're having a piece of MDF or chipboard which you're going to drill right through. You're not worried about the surface finish. The diameter is important. It's not radius like we'd use in AutoCAD. It's the diameter we set, and the depth is 12 mil. We could change that. So let's say our hinge cups might be 14.5 deep, so we'd change that to 14.5, or we could change our diameter here to 20 if we needed to, which would be represented on the program here in 20. Let's make it 5 because the 5 is normally our vertical drilling for most of the work we do. Now I want to put another hole down the other end here, the same distance in. We're assuming that our panel is 600 long, which is good. Let's go to drilling another hole. So now we've got another vertical drilling icon here. I want to make it 100 mil in from the end. I won't just type in 500, because then it would be limited if the panel got bigger to 500 wherever the panel was, not 100 in from the end. So let's type in here, you'll be doing X, so X minus 100, and if I tab, you can see I'm 100 in from the Y, I'm 100 in from the end. Regardless of the panel width, I'm still 100 mil in. I'll change the panel size just to show you. Let's change that to 700. Tab. 700 long, I'm still 100 mil in from the end. Just change that again. Back to 600. So that's how we drill the holes. Now we can do a series of holes. Let's say we want to have 2 holes for a panel 600 long. Let's say we're going to do a pantry. We want to have 10 holes. So we're going to lengthen our panel. So we need to work out a way of doing that. For this next exercise, we'll go to drilling a hole, but now we're going to drill it from the center, from here. So I want to have the hole dead center. So that's quite easy, isn't it? We'll just go X divided by 2, tab. You can see the holes move to the center, just here. And I want that to go here now. If I go here, and I go Y divided by 2, tab, You can see my hole's gone in the centre. Now I want to make it 2 holes for a 600 long board, which this is. So here now I'm going to put an if-then statement. I'll just type that in. Now you'll have a X there because it's giving you the length. And if I tab that, you can see I've got 2 holes there. This is called parametric programming. I've got 2 holes because my board is less than or equal to 600 long. Then I'm going to give it 2 holes. Otherwise, or else, I'm going to give it 10 holes. Let's change our panel to 700 again. Whoops. 700. Tab. And now you can see 700, I have now got 10 holes, and the computer does that automatically. So that's parametric programming. We've shown you how to do it with the routering, and now I've shown you how to do it with the drilling aspect.